Good morning. My name is Leslie Williams and I am in San Diego, California. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to fly right into the reason why I'm making this video. This video is to detail and illustrate to you how the organized stalking, gang stalking, tried to pull a fast one yesterday. And I've already made numerous audio files, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll make audio files that are like for logging purposes in reference to past events and how they operate. I've even made some blogs concerning crafted seating arrangements, concerning how they will harass a target in a library, or at a store, or at a university library, or even in a classroom. Now, as a result of being a target of organized stalking, which is also termed as gang stalking, one of the main things that they do is count on your memory. And you might think to yourself, well, how do they do that? Well, this is the following illustration in reference to one of the things that they use, that they do, and bring about by using your memory. Okay? And this is how they do it. In organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, what they'll do is anchor an association in your mind through sensitization methods. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm just going to give you a fast illustration concerning sensitization methods, because I've already made numerous videos that completely describe sensitization. What they'll do is they want to make sure that a target knows that they're being harassed and stalked as a result. Okay? And they do this by pairing a traumatic event, or like an assault, even a rape, okay? Like if a target's being evicted as a result of gang stalking, they want to make sure that the target knows that the eviction is happening because of them. Or if their bike is being damaged or stolen, or if their computer's being wrecked. They want to make sure that whatever the bad thing the target is experiencing, they want to make sure that it gets anchored in their mind that it's happening because of gang stalking. And how do they do that? Whenever a bad event is happening to a target's property or themselves, what they'll do as this is happening, what they'll do is when the target's experiencing it, they'll anchor something in the target's mind so the target will know the truth concerning the matter. And they do this by anchoring a specific type of physical gesture, a word or a phrase, and as crazy as it sounds, even specific types of sounds, like specific ways of clearing your throat, or coughing, or even multiple sneezes at once. Yes, I didn't develop their methods, I'm only telling you about them so you can research them at Google. Each description I describe to you right now can be Googled and cross-referenced to organized stalking and or gang stalking. Physical gestures, which is what I've been calling them. The internet calls them arm and hand gestures, okay, where they put the hands to the mouth, to the nose, tap the top of their head, take the hat off and stroke the hair back, or tap the rim of the hat, stroke the back of their hair, all normal physical gestures that everybody does, because they want to make sure that what they're doing blends in with the environment concerning people who don't even know that gang stalking is happening, okay, around a target. Okay, or again, the physical gestures are putting the hands to the mouth, the finger to the mouth, the finger to the side of the face, going like this to the nose, even holding your cell phone in specific ways as they're deliberately sitting next to a target with the finger holding the cell phone like that. Pointing is another one. Then they will also sensitize the target to specific words or phrases, like "oh my God," "crazy," "weird," "stalker," "stalk," "gang stalk," "gang stalker," "gang stalking." And I'm going to illustrate to you the literal factual reality that this was caught again yesterday at the UCSD Price Center. But what they also want to do is that, see, these university campuses and public libraries and the businesses they use as well, because gang stalking, when it occurs at a business towards a fellow employee, it's called work mobbing. But when it occurs towards a regular citizen in a business, they call it gang stalking. Okay? And it's basically doing nothing but using these same anchored sensitization methods, the physical gestures, the words, the phrases, and the sounds around a target everywhere they go. So what they'll do is that since the 30th of May, I bought a computer at Staples over at Villa La Jolla Plaza on the 29th of May. So on the 30th of May, I started going to the Price Center over at UCSD. And from the 30th of May all the way up until yesterday, which was the 12th of June, GangStalking, and oh my God, has been constantly repeated around me every single day that I went there since the 30th of May up until June 12th, 2013, which was yesterday, on a feverish scale. They were getting around me and saying, gangstalker, gangstalking, oh my God, gangstalker, gangstalk, gangstalk, oh my God, gangstalker. And you will hear it in a few minutes concerning digital audio file number 12. Yes, flat out showing it to you again. But what they did around, I'd say it was around between the 9th of June and and yesterday, they brought this young black girl. Remember now how I said about the physical gestures, okay? A lot of them that were saying gang stalker and gang stalking, most of them, I'd say at least 85% of them at least, were doing it from a distance, but loud enough for this tape recorder to pick it up, make no mistake about it. And to pick it up legibly and clearly, okay? But what I was also experiencing as this was going around me throughout the whole duration of the whole time that I was there on each day from May 30th, 2012 up until May 30th, 2013 up until May 12th, 2013. Up to June 12th, 2013. Was they were also, as this was going on around me in reference to constantly repeating gang stalker and gang stalking, they were also engaging in the physical gestures for me to see around me, including by situating people around me where I was sitting at the computer terminals inside of the Price Center. And this is the illustration of what they were doing right here. They brought this one black girl in. I think it was around between June, I'll backtrack up to say at least between June 7th and June 12th. The first day they brought her around me, I was sitting here at one of the computer terminals. It's 2 tables, and these circles represent multiple computers on each table. Each table is back to back to each other, so if I'm sitting here, she would come and sit here to make sure that I saw her physical gestures as gang stalking was being said around me, okay? Then on the next day, I'd sit here, and she'd come and sit here and engage in the same exact physical gestures, but she wouldn't say gang stalking. I think a couple times she might have said, oh my God, okay? And this was done to form the association in my mind that she was being used for the campaign. Then, after she made sure she made herself noticed through these crafted seat arrangements, remember, this is me, this was her. She sat here, engaged in the physical gestures. The next day, I sat here, she came and sat there, engaged in the physical gestures. Then, I'd leave, pick up all my stuff, go to Burger King, which the receipts are right here, one of many, okay? She'd come and stand in the line in Burger King right behind me and engage in the same physical gestures. And why was this done? This was done to form the association in my mind that she was part of the campaign. She wasn't saying gang stalker, but she was saying, oh my God, around me on occasion. And she was definitely engaging in the physical gestures. Now, you can go to Google and YouTube and type in learning disabled woman catches gang stalker admitting sent to harass, read comments. Look at what those 3 teenagers are admitting to. Yes. And then look in the description of that YouTube video. You'll see a YouTube title that you can click on or copy and paste. And you'll see that 2 months prior to me catching those 3 teenagers, I made a video at a bus stop. In fact, that bus stop was dedicated to the bus route they were caught on 2 months later, stating what I was experiencing along all my routes concerning the physical gestures. So you can see that that's actually going on in reference to it being the truth of the matter. Okay? So then what they did yesterday was after they see what they want to do. Remember how I spoke about in the beginning of this video, they count on your memory through association. They brought a black girl in 2 days in a row at least and sat across from me and engaged in the physical gestures for me to see while gang stalking was being said around me for me to hear. Okay? Then she did it again the next day when I was sitting at a different computer at the same table. Okay? Then she followed me to the Burger King line. Okay? And was engaging in the physical gestures while I was waiting to order, while I was ordering, and then while I was waiting to get my food. Yes, this was done to form the memory in my mind that she was part of the organized stalking, gang stalking, harassment. This is how they operate. They want to make sure that you know that a specific person is associated to the campaign by the things that they do physically or verbally. And this is why they do it. Okay? It's called sensitization methods. So yesterday, I was at the UCSD Price Center, and after I got done getting up to go to the bathroom and then going outside to have a cigarette, I came and sat at the same terminal tables, and I sat here. And what they did was they placed an individual here. See, because what they do, they itemize how many available computer terminals are left. They watch me to see me when I'm coming back around, and if there's one left open, they'll make sure that they're sitting in seats, okay, that are around the one that's left open. They literally do this, and you can Google this, crafted seating arrangements, or seating arrangements in GangStalking. So when I came and sat here, an individual was already sitting here. He was engaging in the GangStalking. They just deduced that this would be the only one that I would be able to sit at because it was the only one that was left, and they knew I was using these computer terminals because the GangStalking was happening towards me from May 30th to June 12th, May 30th, 2013 to June 12th, 2013. So once I sat here, the individual who was already sitting here was engaging in the gaslighting. Then as students got up from using the computers, they brought in additional ones to sit here and here, the black girl being one of them here. Then they brought in a white girl here, and then had another one sit right across from the black girl, and then a person that was talking to the black girl sitting here. Both of these were engaged in GangStalking. This one was that was sitting right across from her, and the white girl that was sitting here. And then eventually they came and stood here right in front of me for me to see, because when you're facing these terminals that are back to back, the monitor that's standing up, okay, at both tables, blocks your ability once you're sitting down to see the person across from you. So that's why they came and actually brought two here to stand next to the person that eventually came and sat here. These two guys were engaging in non-stop physical gestures for me to see. The black girl gets up out of her seat and says to me, if you're not a student, you need to get up and let these computers be available to other people who are students. Why would she even say that to me, for one? Okay? How does she know that I'm not a student? Okay? And then she said, I think it's in your best interest to get up and let students use the computer, even though at times I did offer other students to use the computer if they had to. And they said, no, I'll just wait and use another one. Okay? So what she did was she literally got up out of her chair and tried to imply that I would get in trouble if I didn't get up to let students use the computers. Yes. So I told her, I said, well, I go, look, I go, I don't know who you are. I go, you know, and I said, I go, if you don't leave me alone, maybe if you have a real problem with me sitting here using the computers, maybe you should call campus safety. She goes, well, if that's what you think I should do, then I'll do it. I said, it's your choice. So she went back and sat back down and then started conversing with the one across from her. They were tag teaming, okay, because this is how they operate. In order to make it appear, see, they gotta make sure that what's going on that they're trying to bring about is not outwardly noticeable by people who aren't involved in the GangStalking, okay? So, because there's eyewitnesses. So what she did was she tried to excite, okay, by talking about it out loud to the one over here. They were tag teaming, and with the one right here. Okay, that this girl shouldn't be here using the computers if she's not a student, and so then the other one over here was acting like, well, maybe I'll call campus safety. They were literally saying this. They were trying to induce fear of me that campus safety would be called, while I'm being gaslighted by the people that are standing next to this girl they had sit down with the physical gestures, while this girl is engaging in the physical gestures. Yes. So I finally got up and said to her, you know, you need to mind your own business. I go, how do you know I'm not a student anyways? Yeah, while all this is going on around me, me being gaslit, this girl picking up her cell phone, acting like she's going to call the campus safety, this one gaslighting me right to my face, the two guys standing here gaslighting me right to my face. Gaslighting means that I'm experiencing the sensitization methods by them, okay? Why? Because they want to overload your senses while all this is going on. In other words, they want to make sure that you're mentally preoccupied with being harassed through these physical gestures, while these two are outwardly talking about calling campus safety on you. And this girl has already been associated to the campaign, because remember the diagram I showed you here about on 2 separate days, this one here, about 2 separate days, how she had been used. When I was sitting here one day, she came and sat down and engaged in the physical gestures here. The next day I came and sat down, she came over here and engaged in them to anchor the memory that she was associated in the campaign. Then she gets up on the 12th and approaches me and starts telling me that if I don't get up from using the computers, if I'm not a student, that she's going to call campus safety, because she had already been associated to the campaign on the previous days. To try to make it appear that she's not a problem at all, to what? The video camera that's on the wall. Yes, the video camera that's on the wall. They were trying to excite the fact that they were going to call campus police concerning me using a computer. Then a second time I got up right before I left and I approached her. And as I approached her to say something to her, she turned her head and said, "You're scaring me," for other people to hear. While the conversation had already been outwardly heard by other people that she was having with her about calling campus safety on me. So they were trying to create the environment for other people to hear that I'm a problem somehow. Yes, and then when I finally approached her again, she said, "You're scaring me." Even though on 2 separate days, she made sure she got around me and engaged in gang stalking. And if you don't believe that this shit ain't happening, I want you to listen to what you hear on this audio file. And everything that you hear on this audio file was predicted by me at this location yesterday morning before I left in a video file. And that video file is already online. And as I was making those statements in that video, I call them video prediction files. As I was making the statements in the video prediction file about what I would hear around me once I got to UCSD Price Center, okay? While I was making those statements in the video prediction file, this tape recorder was running. Now, I just last night made a video concerning this particular audio file, and I also uploaded the verbal statements from the video file because the tape recorder was running as I was making the video file. Do you hear gang stalking being said around me in the UCSD Price Center yesterday? And I can prove that I was in the Price Center yesterday because, hang on, because this is one of their receipts from the Sunshine Market. It says it right there, UC San Diego Bookstore. This Burger King receipt flat out shows Price Center. There's the date, June 12th, 2013. Do you hear gang stalker, gang stalking? Oh my God, gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalking. Oh my God, being said around me, even close by me. And if you listen, you will hear it. And this, just let me show you that it's the date of the 12th. 6/12/2013. Let me move this so I can make sure you see it. 6/12/2013. There's the month in the middle, the day and the year, and it happened at 2:04 p.m. You be the judge. How much do you hear gang stalk, gang stalker, oh my God, gang stalk, oh my God, being said close together?
Hello? Hey, Caleb. So next week. Next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. Saturday. 22nd. Yeah, cause, yeah. It doesn't really matter. Honestly, we can just go get lunch somewhere. Like at a cafe or a restaurant. Yeah, cause this weekend someone's graduating. And I'm meeting Josh at 2 in the morning. 2 a.m. Yeah, this weekend. So if Josh agrees, then everyone could meet up on the 22nd. Like, if we get things settled with him. So just basically next week is better. Probably Friday night or Saturday night. Next week, I guess. I'm gonna come back because there's like the business staff meeting soon on the 21st. So I'll probably come down on Friday and then stay here and then go after that. For like a day or so. And then, so every 2 weeks I'll be in San Diego. Yeah, sure. Like this Saturday or next Saturday? I'm going this week and next week. Friday night probably. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So I can
I think you heard enough concerning that. It went on throughout the whole duration. I was there for hours, and what you just heard went on for the whole entire duration. Yesterday and every day from May 30th, 2013 up until yesterday, June 12th, 2013. I want you to look at this. This is what's called a San Diego circuit. It's a ruler, okay, concerning how the libraries of the county of San Diego have become centralized, in reference to how they're working together in reference to being centralized, the system, okay? Every California State San Marcos, GangStalk there. San Diego County Library Systems, GangStalk there. SDSU, USD, in the University of California, San Diego, every single library on this ruler I have been gang stalked at. Okay? In the same exact way that concerning what you just literally heard from this tape recorder. Now I want you to look at this 2006 email. Okay? It literally shows it right here. Tuesday, October 24th, 2006. Okay? 2:32 p.m. My name. Look what it says at the bottom of it. Check around the Point Loma Library, San Diego. You never know what you might hear. That's spelled here wrong. It's supposed to be H-E-A-R. Around the media room or after I go into the bathroom. Leslie Williams. Okay? That was at October 24, 2006 at 2:32 p.m. An hour and 12 minutes at the same library, an hour and 12 minutes before at the same library, I sent this email to Amnesty International from the same exact library concerning verbal cues and showing up at my school. See, in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, what they do is engage in the same methods and behaviors towards every target, and this is happening towards targets in every state in the United States. And what they do is operate on the same methods and templates of harassment. Okay? Now, San Diego Public Library System is right here on this circuit of centralized libraries and universities. Okay? And now look at this email, same email from the year 2006 when I was out here between 1 and 37 days. Sent to a prosecutor in Wayne, Michigan. Okay? This is sent from the San Diego Public Library. And listen to what it says. Last week, as I was compiling information on one of these computers, okay, at the library, where I'm sending you my emails, all of a sudden the green light appeared on the A drive, and the next thing I know, the data file was no longer accessible. These computers I am using are on a network, i.e., the day before where I was sending an email, 2 white males, after I sat down, were loudly discussing, remember what you just heard on this audio file, gang stalking constantly being said around me? Were loudly discussing how all of a sudden data can just disappear. Later, one of them approached a library staff member as I was walking by, and I distinctly heard him saying, "Don't worry, we'll get her." Okay? Now, as far as, well, cyber surveillance and cyber espionage is a method of gang stalking. You can flat out research it at Google. Okay, this is all occurring at the Point Loma Library in 2006. Okay, computers at the library. Okay, now the point I'm trying to make here is how he was loudly discussing how all of a sudden data can just disappear. Now, my name is Leslie Williams. Remember this email that I wrote right here. Check around the Point Loma Library, San Diego. You never know what you might hear around the media room or after I go into the bathroom. And this is what you hear yesterday at UCSD. Do you hear gang stalking?